some shit, you know, and I've been around for a long time doing this, you know.
Right, I mean, because definitely, like, within the state of hip-hop, the art of storytelling is no longer there. A lot of people are talking about a lot of stuff they don't really know too much about, or they never been through.
I think everybody who was born in the streets actually saw something, so I'm not going to say that they don't know, but what I would say is, like, you know, it comes to a point where things have to stop, where, you know, people talking about stuff. When you're from the hood, you fantasize, you know, looking at drug dealers and stuff. Those were our hood stars, you know. So we get that from that moment when we were like 5 and shit. Like, oh, I want to, you know, grow up to get this money and you know, get up in there, and that's who we idolize. So I never disrespect the streets totally, because that's where it all starts. That's the root. You know, it comes from the streets. But music is just not what it used to be. I don't hear them songs like B.I. and Hove no more. You know, like where, you know, Reasonable Doubt album and Ready to Die and Illmatic. I don't really hear them type of songs. In my album, which is coming out in the bottom of next year, is definitely one of those albums. Another classic album. You know, King of Controversies. A lot of stuff that I'm talking about is not all. I'm not a gimmick. Not at all. I'm actually just telling you my life. You know, you take it how you take it, but it's my life, and I'm just not feeling music right now, so I do my own music. Actually, one of my managers, Corey, you know, Wes Craven, that's what we call him. He's the director behind a lot of my musicality. He'll tell you that when I'm in the studio, I actually don't listen to other people's music for a reason. And then after I record a song, I don't even listen to my music, because I don't like to dwell on any music. I like for that situation to die, and for me to leave out and create some other shit. Then come back up in here with another personality on. So, you know, last but not least, my mentality is crazy when it comes to music. I could talk about this shit for hours. You know, but people don't got what I got in their you know, their brains. They just more like, let's make a hook, let's make a hook. What is your song about? Do you really mean what the fuck you're saying? Like, I don't think people really mean. All of my shit is coming from the heart, and that's what I'm about. And that's how it's supposed to be. And, you know, I've been looking around, you know, a little bit, and I'm seeing this nice little banner right here, Elm Street Entertainment. Explain a little bit about that and what's that all about. What's that movement like? Whoa, Elm Street Entertainment. All right, it was an idea I had like 5 years back. Like, you know, I was actually signed to a label before as an artist, and, you know, was put on the show for years, and that situation is just crazy to get into. You know about it. Nah, man, we'll get into that later. You know about it. And it was just crazy. I mean, it was everything a kid would have just, like, cried over, you know. I mean, you almost there, and then everything is taken away from you. And then for a long period of time, I actually felt like I had no more hope to be an MC. You know, like, nobody didn't want to work with me due to creative differences, what the industry says, you know. And long story short, you know, this idea popped in my mind. I was watching, you know, the scary movie Nightmare on Elm Street, and, you know, that happens to be one of my favorites, and this whole concept came in my head, like, oh, yo, you like Freddy Krueger. Like, I start comparing shit. Like, you know, I am Freddy. Like, you know, when people hear me, they're like, oh, shit, nigga can rap. Like, get the fuck out of here. But when sometimes you see me, depending on what day of the week it is, I'm another type of person. Right. So sometimes it don't match up. But Freddy is like my alter ego. Yeah, exactly. And so when I thought about Elm Street, I always had one of my prime teams in this game is, you know, DeVille. Y'all meet her later on. She was like one who rolled with me through the entire thing. Like, she was with me. I was like, yo, if I'm gonna start this shit, I gotta go holler at her like ASAP. Like, she's the bitch to call. And when I spoke of, you know, when I was talking to her about it, I was like, you know what, Elm Street, it just came in my head, like, you know, the place where people were slept on. Let's make our own fucking music. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a deal after we make some noise and we show people what we're thinking about. But, you know, from back in the days, we've been on that scary shit, that horror rap, might I will say. You know, that rap is different. This music kind of has like a twist or like a DMX type. But then a Jennifer Hudson type could be on our label because she was like the fat girl in the movie where everybody slept on her. Slept on her. Exactly. So we can even sign a person like that on our joint because it's all about the unexpected, the underdogs, the outcasts, the mistreated, you know, and that's who I represent, and that's what Elm Street is about.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely what's up. It's definitely what's up. And you was mentioning, you know, Wes Craven.
Oh, Wes Craven. Wes Craven.
And I'm guessing he's a part of almost like your production. They guess you have a squad.
Yeah, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up. Empire, the studio, which is being built right now, as you can see, but it's all good. It's magic come out of it.
Yeah, we gotta fix that yard, though. I thought I almost had.
No, that's gonna stay there, because that's built the same, you know. But
right in the Elm Street, you know.
Yeah, that's right. You know, get caught up, you know, this motherfucker. But yeah, hit them up. If it wasn't for them, yo, they are like my brothers, man. These dudes, no matter what I came to them with, I was like, you know, Ed Playboy Nelson, one dude I grew up with, you know, from Teens in Motion in the South Bronx, which was like this big performing arts program that we all grew up in, and he actually knew I used to rap. Dude saw me actually practicing in the cafeteria of the school, and you know, came up to me and just straight up was like, "Yo, you're not rapping no more? What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm not I ain't into that no more. I moved on in my life." He like, "Alright," so he played a track. I never forget it. It's on the mixtape too. It's called Hallelujah, and the beat was just like, whoa. And then I swear to God, it was just like the fucking track was telling me, like God Himself, like Hallelujah, you know, all that talking to me. And then I came up to him, I said, yo, I ain't rapping no more, but let me just hold that beat, and I'm going to come back to you something. And I came back to him with like 10 more songs. That's how I am. So he actually got the whole mojo in, and I came over here, met dudes. You know, first sessions were a little rocky. They wasn't really understanding my direction as an artist. But after I recorded this secret track called Revolution on my album, I think I kind of like pierced them, and they kind of like got intrigued by me. And then we just started making shit, like, you know, shit done happened. Whole album was done already plotting out my second and third album, and then the whole hit 'em up movement just really happened, and these dudes is crazy with it. I mean, most people don't like to talk about this. I have a white boy on my team who has the soul of a black man, a fucking Filipino dude who has the soul of a black man. I'm talking about from the streets. This is some real shit. Then I got Wes Craven, who is, I call him Wes Craven because in Elm Street, you know, Wes Craven wrote the movie. He is Wes Craven to me. He is like the brain power behind Bad News because he helps me bring things to life musically. So he is like the director, you know. Other people call him C.O. Calogero from Bronx Tale, but I call him Wes Craven because he's helping out Freddie, you know, make this tale. And Maestro and Spins, there's the two other dudes that I wanted to talk about. Maestro, it has talent that he don't even know he has. He has like raw, straight fucking talent. Like, if the boy put time into the shit, it will be on some like, he'll be taking over the fucking game, you know.